Bobby says, hey, Bradley, I know you recommend targeting the county on the homepage and listing service areas within that county. What if I want to add service areas that aren't within that county? Then go to the next broadest region, Bobby. It's a good question, but just go to your next larger region, right? Let me just demonstrate something. Okay, so like I was just doing a audit for a white label client, and it's a national company. It's a franchise, and they were asking me to do an audit of a particular location, but they wanted me to, throughout the audit, develop a link building service plan for all of their locations. It's I think they have 37 locations across the United States in 15 states. There's 37 locations, I think. But anyway, here's an example. Tulsa, Oklahoma was the location that I was auditing today. Tulsa, Oklahoma is in Tulsa County, right? So that's the next broader location. This is a location area or region. It's a county that the city of Tulsa is contained within. Okay, does that make sense? Then we have Tulsa County, which is part of the Tulsa metropolitan area, okay, which is also known as Greater Tulsa, right? Remember, guys, that's the official entity name, but that is also a variant of it right there. Any bolded text in the paragraph text of a Wikipedia page is also an entity variant, but you can also click on tools, what links here, hide transclusions and hide links. One of our mastermind members named Nolan from the UK, he was the one that pointed this out to me. It was one of my favorite SEO tips for the last several years. I'm not joking. I freaking love this tip, but those are all, again, different entity variants for that term. So Greater Tulsa would be the location region. And if you go back and take a look at this, so remember, Tulsa is contained within Tulsa County, Oklahoma. Tulsa County, Oklahoma is one of several counties that are associated with Tulsa metropolitan area or Greater Tulsa. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at all these counties that are included in the Tulsa metropolitan area. Each one of those counties is going to have a separate list of cities and towns, census designated places, unincorporated communities, etc., within each one of those counties. So now you see, by just increasing from a county level to a metropolitan region level, you've significantly opened up the service area, like by, in this case, exponentially, right? Because it went from one county with these communities within that county to now each and every one of these counties that each have their own set of cities and towns within each counties, right? So we come back here to communities. Look, this is just one of, what was it, 7 or 8 counties? And these are all the cities in that county. So to answer the question, you broaden it up by location hierarchy, right? It's always, that's what I do. Go right to Wikipedia, start at the city or town level. And right there, it's going to tell you what the broader county is. It's typically going to be either contained within a county, or it's going to be an independent city that isn't part of a county, but it's going to be adjacent to a county or surrounded by a county or adjacent to multiple counties if it shares a border with more than one county. And then you just click into any one of those county pages, and that's going to typically tell you if the county is part of a metropolitan region. Then you can go click through to that metropolitan area. And usually a metropolitan area will be part of a larger region that might be a multi-state region, like the Southwest or the Western United States or something like that. So you can constantly find the next big, it's like the Russian dolls. You know what I mean? You start with the smallest doll and you keep looking, like the Russian dolls, you open it up and there's one just slightly smaller, just open that up slightly smaller, and you just keep doing that all the way until it's the same thing. You're looking for the broadest location region that would be the most specific and all-inclusive of the service areas that business provides its services to, if that's clear. The more narrow you focus the site, guys, both topically and geographically, the better it's going to perform. And I've done a ton of testing on that. It's why the sites that we deploy, what I call LLG sites, local lead generation sites, are hyperlocal sites, because they just perform better. So the more narrow that you can make, like, in other words, don't go too broad. You want to try to find the location region that is the most appropriate and narrow, that is all inclusive of the areas that are covered by that business, but narrow enough to where it's like specific to just those locations. That's why I always recommend starting with the county. But again, if there are other locations that they're targeting, they're outside of one specific county, then you have to go to the next broader region. That's clear. Okay.